Salutations everybody, I am Ash, this is Heirloom Austin. Welcome to my garage. Today's video, we got to get some work done on the cowl here. We've got some of that reinforcing to do on the cracks I'm showing you, but normally I'd start off by telling you that and what the plan is for the video, but today I want to do something a little different because I got some really good news. One of my favorite vendors that I have dealt with in the past and I was planning on dealing with in future, I'm going to be buying stuff from them because I like their product. Well, apparently they like what I'm doing too, because I got an email and they have decided to honor me by becoming a supporting vendor. I am talking about AH Spares. This is an older catalog here. I like having the hard copy catalog. They send it out to you for free. They just ask for it. I'm getting the new one, should be arriving shortly in the mail. And the other thing you're going to see is you're going to see a bunch of red and white banners around my garage. Yay! Because I'm going to be talking about them. They're helping me out. And it's just really cool to be validated that way, to know that people like and appreciate what you're doing. I like their product. I mean, I love getting the comments from you guys on YouTube. I love getting the emails. I try to respond to all of them as quick as I can. And that's great. But when a company, a reputable company, calls you up and says, you know, we like what you're doing, we'd like to associate you with our brand, that's pretty special, and that feels good. So I'm really pumped about that. This is a company that I was going to be buying their stuff anyway, so it's going to help me out with that. And if I can help them out and keep them making parts for other guys like me that have got these old cars that we're trying to keep on the road, you know, I don't want to put garbage on the car. I want good stuff, and these guys, they provide good stuff. So I'm looking forward to doing a lot of business with them. And yeah, it's just got me real excited. So you're going to see links on my website, links on my videos, and I'm going to be talking about them because, quite frankly, they deserve to be talked about. They come highly recommended. I've dealt with them personally, and I recommend them. And they're really nice people to deal with. I just wanted to share that because I'm excited. You know, there are no videos up, or no videos, no banners up yet because the banners haven't arrived yet. But they will be here, and you will be seeing their parts. I'm going to be using their parts. They're going to be on display. They're going to get used, and I'm going to talk about them. And here's the thing: I'm going to be honest about them too. You know, if it's a good part, which the ones I've gotten have been, I'm going to tell you. If I'm less than happy with it, sure, I'll tell you that too, absolutely. But I haven't had a part from them yet that I haven't been happy with. So here's hoping that trend continues. And I just, like I say, I wanted to tell you, AH Spares, again, they do the big Heelys too. They don't just do sprays. So give them a look, ahspares.co.uk, I believe. And check them out and give me your little notes and comments, and I'm happy to answer you as well. And I look forward to doing business with them, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. So anyway, enough of my dribble drabble. Let's get some work done. When last I left you, I was doing two things at once, but they're going to end up in two different videos. The first thing, I believe, was taking care of that front area. But the structure's good, that one's good. While I was doing that, well, not while, but just recently I discovered, well, I looked at the channel that runs along here. It was pulled away from the firewall, and there was a bunch of brass in there, so I cut the brass out, and the cracks are even worse than what I had thought. Look at that, they even tried to fix it. And I'm going to reinforce on both hinge panels because this hinge panel is really bad. Look at that. So this hinge panel is really bad. So I'm going to reinforce around there. I thought I was originally just going to have to repair those on the firewall, but it's going to be a little more than that. So I pulled the channel off. I'm gonna drill through there, but for the most part, I'm just gonna grind this back down to flush. The marker you see there, the Sharpie, is where the bottom of the channel was. I marked it before I removed it. So that'll get all done up. The other thing I obviously have to do is that, which is up on my shelf there. So I can do that. I took the old, as part of the old dash, another part of the old dash there. That's the parts car I got for free. So I managed to cut out and mostly got ground off. I'll get the rest of the paint off in a bit. So that's going to get, or not cut out, but the same technique I used on the back of the car, where I tack it around, make the cuts. I'll probably weld from the back side, from inside the car coming out, so that this side looks better and smoother. I got that one. For the other side, I cut them both out. So I will cut that, make that repair, put that on. And before I put these in place, obviously I'm going to have to get rid of that paint and such. Before I put these all into place, though, I'm going to increase, when I weld this in, if I take out the heater platform, I can get access to the back side easier to hold copper in place, what have you. So I'm going to take my Sawzall, cut that, and then I can get in there and just drill out all the little holes. So that's next. There we go. So that's gone now. We just cut it open here. Now, in order to get this out, because that is in fact part of the part, if we look in here, we've got all these. So I'm just going to drill those out and across up here as well, of course. Yeah, then I'll have access in behind here to do all the welding. The other thing, I drilled those obviously. You can see the spots where the spot welds are. So I'm just going to follow the spot welds across. You can see them all, boom, 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 all along there. That is where the piece attached on the back side. So if I drill them all the way through, the new piece then, I do not have to make holes in. I'll just set it in place and I'll weld it from the inside. Boom, 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 boom. All the little plug welds all along, and the welds will be in the exact same spot they were originally. So I'm drilling all these out, and the part should just fall off. Well, I will say this. The Brits absolutely love their spot welds. Look at all those, all the way around. The top part here didn't have any spot welds in that lip. I'll show you here. I don't think that's original. I think there used to be, but you can see I actually just hammered and chiseled all that out. It was literally held in place with seam sealer at the top. I'm thinking I should probably get spot welded a little bit, so I will do that. As I was planning to do before, POR 15, the areas that will be covered by that. Yeah, I'll mark where it's going to go. I'll use the old holes that I just drilled. Should work out pretty well. There are a couple of cracks there and there. That's the one I'm mainly worried about. I'll get that taken care of as well because I don't want cracks. The next step before I put that in, obviously, as I said, POR it, clean all this up from the rust. But then I actually want to put these in place and maybe even do my reinforcement here because I can reach behind to hold the copper in place then. And then I'll put this in after. Sorry I didn't show it to you, but it was just basically a lot of drilling with a 1/4-inch bit. I just went through because there's no point in wrecking my spot weld cutter with 100 holes. Drill bits are way cheaper. And I have a solid surface to weld to, so I don't need to cut the spot welds and leave a surface behind it. So anyway, that's next up. But I am in fact done for the day. I can't, my endurance is still getting better, but it's not there yet, so I need to stop. We'll talk again soon. Had the phone put away so it wouldn't get all crudted up as I sandblast. As you can see, there's still lots of sand everywhere. I haven't cleaned up yet, but I've blown this off. So I sandblasted all the rust and black seam sealer, the goo of death as it were, away. And while I was at it, I took care of all the paint and rust that was along where I did the, where I removed the channel there. As you can see, I was careful not to fully remove the line. You can still see where it is. And, but I was able to get all the paint and rust and stuff that was buried behind out. It's just always nicer to work when there's not a bunch of paint and schmoog around so that you can be on bare metal. So, and this really showed up what the problem is with that hole. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun with that, but that's next. So yeah, I've been at that sandblasting. The sandblasting actually takes quite a long time with a little hand sandblaster that I got at home. So I've been going at it for a few hours, and I think I'm probably going to stop for a bit now and go enjoy some birthday cake. Anyways, have a good day. Didn't show all of the cutting and grinding, etc., but what I did was I took from the old tetanus zone, the old hinge spot, and pull it out from behind, and I'll show you what I did. Much easier. So on the old one, took the grinder on the on this and gave it just some light passes, and it highlighted where all the spot welds were. Drilled out the spot welds, popped this off, did the same thing for where it met the lip. You see where this comes over here, like that. Once the hinge is out, I drilled the holes, pulled that off. Same on the bottom. Then I held it up, marked it, cut it to size. What's going to happen next is this hinge is going to come out, because this is the original hinge and I have the bolts for it, and off of the cracked metal. It's going to go onto the not cracked metal. I'm obviously going to sandblast this, get it all cleaned up, and then it's going to get reinstalled. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Actually, it took quite a while because it was finicky, which is why it's not all on video. It took probably the better part of an hour to cut that all out. And yeah, onwards.